Welcome to Jerking Around, a podcast that makes you feel better about yourself because we're a mess just like you.
And Crystal makes fun of me the whole time.
And it's great, and it's real. Welcome! Welcome back! Hello! Tyler's challenging us, our pod daddy.
We were like, hello.
To be more excited.
Yeah.
And Tisha, I know what gets me excited is different than what gets her excited, as we've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello! That story's stupid. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's talk about celebrity. There's so many things I want to talk about. Let's talk about, I think because we promote Giggly Squad so much on this podcast, a lot of people have been asking me about Paige and Craig, you.
Yes. Paige is the host of Giggly Squad. She was dating Craig, who was on Southern Charm. They broke up. Just
and
recapping.
It's big news. Big news right now.
Well, then, because why was it big news? Because she was seen.
Okay, so, there's so many rumors. There's been rumors on Southern Charm that Paige cheated on him. This was last season.
Do you think she cheated?
I don't think a rumor comes out of nothing. And I thought that when it aired. I was like, why is there a rumor Paige cheated on him? That's weird. I always believe a rumor might not be the exact rumor.
But there's something.
There's always truth. No one's ever said Kyle's cheated on me in my life.
No.
Like no one. It's not a rumor because he's never even putting himself in that situation.
Right. Well, every time a rumor comes out, some form of it happened. I'm
not saying she did at all. And the gigglers.
They're coming for
Some of the jerkies are gigglers as well. So we are not trying to piss anyone off.
We're gigglers.
Oh, 100%. I'm obsessed with Paige. She's probably like my favorite celebrity in the planet.
Yeah.
But supposedly there was a rumor they cheated. She cheated. But I think the girl was just making it up. That's what I was team Paige. But Paige was at 2 sporting events last week, which if you know Paige and you do listen to Giggly Squad, she doesn't like to leave the house. Which, again, I felt like that was a sign they weren't in a good relationship because they only wanted to be alone. And I had guys that, like, we didn't get along when we were with other people, but we got along when we were alone. And it was like a big red flag.
Or I had, like, ones I was embarrassed when we were with other people, but then... That's not a good sign. But
that thing Jen sent you.
Oh my gosh, she
Can
posted
you play it?
Oh, it's so funny.
Isn't it out loud or is it just something you read?
No, I'm going to play it.
Because Tisha went through this.
Oh, it's so
when
funny.
She wanted to be, you know, she loves
my best friend, Jen,
the Spanish.
is on here. We're giving her a shout out. She's a jerky.
That's the wrong way to say it. She loves Mexicans, guys. She loves, I said Spanish
I love
to try
a
to
Mexican.
be more politically.
Yeah,
she says tortilla.
Tortilla. I love Mexican men and food. It's just,
but
it's a thing. I'm into
not
it.
Mexican, but she tries to make him look Mexican.
He's very tan. So I kind of feel like.
He is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gives you that same vibe.
Yeah, he's not like white and pasty. I mean, nothing against white and pasty people. Kyle, we love you.
Kyle is fully white and pasty.
Okay, here, wait. I'm going to turn this on.
You settle. You get bangs and you have an ugly boyfriend, okay? So chill out. No settling, please. Bangs is not for everybody, but it is for some people.
It was Cody from
Cody Rigsby
Peloton.
from Peloton, who's our favorite. He's my favorite.
Yeah, ladies, don't settle. You get bangs and an ugly boyfriend. And one of our best friends tagged me in it because I went through a phase with
bangs
and an ugly boyfriend. So
no, you can't say that.
Oh no, just
people
the bangs.
Listen. We're gonna get told that was rude.
Yeah, that was rude. He wasn't ugly. Just the bangs.
He just maybe wasn't your real type.
Totally.
You know, everybody's pretty to somebody.
Totally.
Anyway, she got bangs, and then I feel like you tried to like put on some weight too, to like fit in with.
That's so rude. No, I just was like. Eating and drinking. I was drinking a lot. That's why.
Yeah, that whole era was like not good.
Yeah, it was dark. I was drinking too often because he liked to drink more.
I drank
so
with my
we would
ex
drink
too.
Like after work. He would get off work. He had like a stressful job, and then he would drink, and like we would drink a lot. And I'm not a drinker at all, which is so weird that I drink so much. But in your 20s, you're always drinking.
Yeah. So and then you didn't want to be in groups. We went to dinner with them, and I was newly dating Kyle, and we played this game at dinner. Well, first of all, he was like your dad, but my husband,
light? Kyle still talks about
the light. That's the story I was telling you. You got mad because the light was on.
You know, like when you're growing up and your dad is like, you turn on the light in the car and the dome light, and your dad's like, turn it off. It's illegal. It's not illegal.
Is it illegal?
No.
I tell my kids that. I'm going to get pulled over.
It's a lie. But he did that to me.
Yeah, and it was weird.
Yeah.
And then we played a game like who knew each other better, and we got all of them right, and you got none right.
Wait.
You had been together 3 years. We had been together 2 months.
I don't remember
It was
that.
so bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
But like I had boyfriends where when we went in groups, we didn't get along.
Yeah.
It's weird. If you're in that relationship, call us. Get out. But Paige and Craig always like to be alone. So now that she's broken up, she's going to all these things
Right.
and doing all this. And I'm like, that's who I've always seen you.
Well,
I don't think she wants to be
probably
alone.
sees that and is so annoyed because he's probably like,
They always get better after a breakup.
I know,
Every guy.
it's so annoying.
I know. I'm like, I really want you to go to church. They don't. Then I see them after
Getting
we break
baptized
up.
the next week. I know.
I'm like, do you want to go to the gym? They're like, no, after we break up, 6-pack abs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It's the worst.
I know. But when you're in a bad relationship, or not even bad, but just not the right one, I don't feel like you're at your best. So then sometimes when you break up, you are
The better version of
better.
yourself. So Paige went to a sporting event a week ago. Our podcast is a little delayed. We might jump this one up.
Yeah,
though.
we're like 2 weeks.
But she went to a sporting event with some guy who's a sports. I'm trying to get my facts right because I don't really care. But when I listen, I'm like, I need to get this right. He works in the sports industry.
Isn't he like marketing or something?
Yeah.
it was.
No, I feel like he's like Jerry Maguire. That's what I pictured.
Oh, like an agent?
Kind of. That's kind of how I
Yeah.
think it's like an agency.
Interesting.
But I could be wrong. But so everybody was hyped because Paige was with this guy. And at the sporting game, at the, what's it called?
Football game.
The Eagles game.
Yeah.
In a box.
Great job with the
the
facts.
guy. I'm really trying to get the facts right. And so there was all this talk about this guy. I looked him up. I looked up things. They follow each other, which she's selective on that too. So then the ex-fiance of the guy just came out this week and said this. We're going to read
All
the
right,
actual.
you want me to read the post?
Tisha's reading because I can't read very well.
Okay.
At all.
Regarding what's been out there this past week during my relationship, disrespectful messages were sent to a man who was spoken for with absolutely no regard or respect for another woman or her relationship, insinuating for him to leave me for her. As my relationship went on, the banter continued, and I was purposely made to feel insecure, and my relationship was undermined. As someone who holds themselves to such a high standard and claims to be a girl's girl, her actions contradict this. I had the courage to leave a toxic situation, and as a girl's girl myself, I will continue to lift up other women and their relationships, not try to tear them down for my own good. I refuse to have anyone lie on my name or write their own false narratives about my life. It is what it is. I wish everyone the best. So this is the girl's, the guy's ex-fiance. How long have they been
Jerry
broken
Maguire,
up?
the sports guy.
Yeah. How long have they been
I don't
broken
think they've
up?
been broken up that long.
Well, it's weird if
If you're an ex-fiance of like 2 years ago, you're not commenting.
so she's alleging
That someone who's a girl's girl and likes to giggle. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It wasn't in there. But a girl's girl did something.
And you're saying Paige always says she's a girl's girl.
Paige always says she's a girl's girl.
So she's talking about Paige.
Everybody says she's talking about Paige. Allegedly. I'm not saying she's talking about Paige. I'm saying like Prez Hilton says she's talking about Paige.
Yeah.
All the people are saying this is about Paige.
Well, it's weird. If this went on in the relationship, how long was this girl DMing this guy? So was she DMing him when she was with Craig? Because they just broke up.
Yeah, but that's where the cheating has come out.
Yeah.
Someone said publicly that Paige cheated, and then Paige wrote to them, I'll see you in court.
Yeah.
So I feel like the rumors are from something. But I don't think a girl just breaks up with a guy for no reason out of nowhere.
Unless you have like a backup.
Yes, girls are clingers.
Yeah.
I like the only reason I've ever really done that is because it was so toxic and bad.
Right.
It was like for my own good.
Yeah.
Or I had a guy that seemed like a better option.
I don't think I've ever had the better option, but yeah.
Why did you and Bangs break up?
Well, I was like, marry me or else. And then he was like, or else. Shoot. Wrong choice.
Well, that would have been right, though, if Craig did that.
Right.
Which maybe he did. I don't know. I just think around the holidays to do a breakup, girls plan better.
Well, that guy, and I'm not being mean, but I don't feel like that guy was that cute compared to Craig. No,
Oh,
the new
Craig
guy.
is so cute.
But that's so funny how beauty is in the eye of the beholder because it's crazy.
I just see her with like an Italian stallion.
You've always said that.
I'm an Italian.
He is
I
more
love
Italian.
Italians.
Yeah. And it's just funny though because like if you're just looking at the two, I'm picking Craig all day, but she's picking the other guy, and it's just funny.
Well,
how,
she says that she glowed up Craig. Like Craig is so good because of her.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's the alleged truth about what's going on with Paige. She's all over the news though.
That's sad if that's true for the girl.
Yeah, but if your guy's messaging another girl, get out now.
Totally.
Yeah, it's not.
You can't control.
And I do think guys make you feel insecure when you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Every
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
If I had a nickel.
Well, and I've done that. I'm all, that's not true. And then I'm like, it is true.
Really? No, I do. I think you're not
divulge more, but
yeah, when guys, I know what you're talking about, and we cannot divulge more. But guys always act like girls are crazy, and I want to be like, for the crazies. It's
like gaslighting, right?
Yeah,
it's the gaslighting.
My cheerleaders last year called me the gaslighter.
Yeah.
Because I would teach them to be positive.
Right.
And they're all, that's fake. I'm all, no, believing in yourself is real.
Yeah, that's not gaslighting.
Yeah, but they know the term.
That's funny.
But no, like guys always, I'd be like, to my ex, let's call him Peter.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're going to Hooters again tonight. And it would be like, it's for with the guys after football.
Like, why are you so insecure? I can't go to Hooters.
Yeah, like I don't want you going to Hooters.
Right. You know, Ben says I flip the things now. Like when he gets mad at me about something, I flip it and get mad at him.
You do that.
He's like, don't try to flip it, you know?
You do that.
I know.
You're not a big, no, I feel like you've gotten better though over the last couple years.
Yeah.
I think for a while, you didn't trust him fully, like from your own baggage, that's bad word, but like past relationships.
Yeah.
So I think that was like a defense mechanism. And now I feel like if he says you did something, you like listen now.
Yeah, this was last week. He told me that, but that's fine.
What'd you flip? Let's hear the story.
I can't remember what it was. He was mad at me about something. And
the car? Because we're still, there's a lot about the car.
Still dealing with the car. No, it was something.
About the purse?
And it was something just like 2 days ago. I can't remember. Dang it.
The kids?
He was irritated with me and I flipped and I was like mad at him and he goes, no, you can't flip it, you know?
Yeah, maybe that was real then.
Yeah.
Anyways, so.
I mean.
Yeah, they always act like you're crazy. Like when they're out till 3 a.m. and then you're mad. Right. And they're like, you're crazy and controlling. I'm like, yeah, I don't think any boyfriend should be out till 3 a.m.
No.
It's normal.
So if that's happening to you.
Get out.
Yeah. Bad sign. Red flag.
Bad sign. Kyle, my husband, is back to being a jerky. It's really great. He hasn't really critiqued us that much. And I listened to the beginning of last week's episode. Oh my gosh, I got to tell you this story. Usually I tell you stories before we're live, but this one's live. So I ran into a friend of ours who is like an influencer. And she goes to our daughter's cheer gym as well. So you know who it is. I'm trying to talk. Yeah.
I
don't think she cares. Her name's Jess Hartman. She has a Instagram, Hartman Haas. She's amazing. And her daughter's at her cheer gym and she came up. And then 2 of the older girls came up, you know, that listen to the podcast. They're like, we listen this week. And last week, Tisha and I started off about sex. Literally. So they're like, this one's a little naughty because we were talking about 79 and all that.
Oh, shoot.
With our husbands.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I was naughty. It was about sex. And Jess's daughter was, I forgot, like because now
little.
My kids, like, we talk about sex at home. We joke about, like, this sounds weird.
Yeah.
But my kids are all older. So, like, they do weird things and we, like, joke. So I forget that younger kids don't know.
Right.
And she was like, we'll see you later. And, like, grabbed her kid. And I was like, oh, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to talk about it so openly.
Oh, yeah. No, because our girls are older. And even like, Ben will make jokes about making out with me.
And they're like, gross.
Yeah.
They all know. Besides, does Fox know? Her son is in kindergarten.
I don't think he knows. No.
Yeah.
No. That's so little. Yeah.
But they are listening. But we're always talking about sex with our husbands and how you shouldn't have sex before you're married because it's complicated.
Yeah.
And we both didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Bear came home last night and he was like,
Bear's
Mom,
your son.
My son. He's 12. And he's like, what's a tampon? And I was like, why? And he's like, well, this kid called me a tampon. And I'm like, why? And he's like, what is it? So I go, didn't you go to the class in church? Like, you know? Yeah. He's like, I don't remember. So then I was like walking him through what a tampon is.
How'd you walk him through?
Well, I was like, you know, a girl gets her period. He's like, no, what's a period? I'm like, well, you bleed. It was just very.
Was he traumatized?
Well, he was just like, why is this kid calling me that? But I guess the kid was calling him a PUS.
So tampon goes with that.
Yes. So then he was saying you're a tampon.
Why was he calling him that?
Because he, I don't know. They were just talking crap during football and just dumb.
Yeah, tampons are weird.
I know. I'm like, what's wrong with kids? That's what I mean. And how does this kid know what a tampon is?
Broxton, they learned quite some interesting things.
Yeah.
BTA, do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
Oh, because Broxton said that the other day. And
what is it?
He learned it. Tyler, you know what BTA is? Oh, God. Don't you hate when you're the only one?
Yeah.
BTA, but dead ass.
I feel like those are the same.
PTA? I don't know. It's something front to back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And like if you got like whipped, you know, you got front to back.
Oh, no.
This is a horrible story.
This is
and I'm
awful.
messing it up.
I'm like, yeah.
That's what it's called. BTA. I swear it's BTA.
But all the language nowadays, I don't know what any of the language means.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had to look up something Ken sent me the other day, and I was like, a simp? I'm like, what's a simp?
What's a simp?
A simp is someone who will do anything to be in a relationship. Like, it's weird. I'm like, what are these terms?
Who's a simp?
It was on our family chat. Someone called someone a simp or something, and I was just like, what are we talking? What is it?
Like to each other?
Yeah, like joking around. But I had to Google. I have to Google all the things. It's
Simp.
so weird.
I never heard that.
Yeah, simp. It's like you'll do anything. You'll cut off your friends. You'll buy a girl stuff. Anything to be with someone.
Oh, I've been a simp so many times.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even think
like,
it's that bad.
I'll be with you for anything. I know it's hard watching your kids kind of get like that though.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't be a simp. Do your own thing. Don't worry about someone else.
It's horrible.
It's hard. It's hard just letting them too.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I do want to talk about the inauguration yesterday.
Yeah.
That was a big day. Tisha wanted to fly in for it, but she wasn't able to do that. But
I really wanted to go.
Carrie Underwood, that was pretty amazing. And I don't always love Carrie Underwood. I love her as a person. I do think the whole face fall thing was weird.
Yeah.
And I like her music, but sometimes I feel like it's a lot of yelling.
Yeah. It
So
is
I
a lot
wouldn't
of
say
yelling.
I'm like so hard Carrie Underwood fan, but
Right.
yesterday I really thought it was amazing.
Well, not a lot of people can do the yelling, so I think she's always doing it because it's like, I can do this.
Oh,
But
yeah,
sometimes
like-
it's a lot.
Yeah. But so the music wouldn't play for
Yeah.
Oh Beautiful?
Yeah.
Is that what the song
I
was?
don't know the song.
What's it
but
called?
Yeah. America the Beautiful.
Yeah. And so she stood there and then just said, I'll just sing it.
Yeah.
And everyone's like playing her going, I'll just sing it.
Yeah.
And then she sang it a cappella and said, before she sang it, she said, help me out, guys. If you know it, sing it. And I thought it was honestly so beautiful.
Yeah.
And seeing Biden and what's her name?
Kamala.
Yeah. Behind him singing
Did he
it.
sing? Did they
were
sing
singing it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, actually, to have everybody singing
Yeah.
it. There's this, have you guys seen the deaf girl on Instagram that can lip read? She lip reads everything. So yesterday, she was lip reading at the inauguration.
No. I wanna follow her.
Oh, it's amazing. She'll lip read Taylor Swift at the football game.
Yeah.
And like she's right because she's deaf. She reads lips.
Right.
And like she's in Squid Games. She just posted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I gotta find her.
Squid Games? Because Bear was asking to watch that, and I was like, no.
It's bad. I mean, we're watching it with Broxton, and it's like Kyle's like, this is bad. But have you watched the Beast Games? Mm-mm. It's so good. I was watching Beast Games by myself the other day.
Is it Mr. Beast?
Yeah, and it's like it's about like it's mocking. I don't know if mocking is the right word, but it's simulating Squid Games, but they don't kill them. On Squid Games, it's people that are in debt. I can't spell this. I want to find the girl. I'll find it for you later.
Yeah.
In Squid Games, it's people that are broke, really broke, like have gambling debt, and then they go to this like games, like the Hunger Games, and if you live, you're the winner, and you get all the money. But out of like 1,000.
But no one really gets killed. It's like you like.
No, you get murdered. They kill you. And it's like, yeah.
And it's legal?
So that's the thing. It's like, it's far away and no one can find where it's at. And like, there are people that are like.
Who would go on this?
It's not real. This is the Squid
Oh.
Games, the Netflix show.
Oh, it's a show.
Squid Games.
I thought you were saying it was
Beast
real.
Games simulates it, but they don't
Okay.
kill them.
Okay.
But it's the same. They're wearing the numbers, just like Squid Games. And there's these challenges, and you're gone. But Squid Game, the first challenge is there's this like weird big doll, and all you have to do is play red light, green light. So they're like, yeah, this is easy. 1,000 of them out there, and the doll turns its head, and then it's like green, and then its eyes can tell if there's motion, and if you move after it's red light, so blood's going everywhere and they kill everyone.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then red light. Oh, it's red light if you move on red light.
Right.
And then green. And then you have to get across the line before the timer runs out or they just kill you too. So you don't know anyone dies in this game until the first game. And then the people are seeing everyone die and they're like shaking. And so if they're scared and shaking, they're dead. They moved. It's very graphic.
It's weird.
A lot of cussing.
Yeah.
But yes, Kyle and I are watching it with, if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, you do like weird shows and movies. Tell them about your date night.
We're jumping ahead, but yes. So we had a lot of cheer this weekend. So Saturday night, we went out to a date night. And I love Nicole Kidman. I just watched a show on Netflix with her. Did you watch it? Oh, it was so good. I'll have to find the name.
The Perfect Couple or whatever?
Yeah, it was
it's
really good. Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's from a book. It's based off a book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But she was normal in that.
Yeah.
She wasn't anything. So I thought, ooh, I just love that show with her. Let's go see Baby Girl. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Baby Girl. Oh
Don't
my
bring
gosh.
your kids to Baby Girl.
We almost brought Broxton because like rated R, some like violence. We're like, yeah, it's violence.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right either, and don't judge us. But
So tell what it's about.
Well, Nicole Kidman is a wonderful, powerful boss. And I think the theme was she has to run her own business, so she wants to be run in the bedroom.
I feel like you can identify with this
Shut
character.
up. No. Maybe I could, but I'm no one's baby girl. I'll tell you that. So she runs into this guy and he has like control. He's a young guy and he has like control over this dog on the street. And it like turned her on a little bit. And it starts off that she can't really get to the happily ever after with her husband in the bedroom.
Okay.
She can't.
Get there.
For our young listeners, you'll have to grow up to know what that means.
Yes.
But she can't get there with her husband. So it shows how like they were together. Then she went and got her computer out and finished like that.
Oh.
So that's like how it starts. So it's a lot. And then she sees the guy with the dog. Then he's an intern. Then he wants her to be his mentor. So then in their first mentor meeting, he's like, tell me about yourself. How'd you get here? And he's like, I think you like to be told what to do. And it was like uncomfortable for everybody. And she's like, that's inappropriate. And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't control myself or whatever.
Yeah.
Then they kiss in the first intern. So anyways, she becomes his baby girl. They go to a hotel.
Does he call her baby girl through the
So
movie?
how it started is they were at like a meet and greet for the company. And he sent over a glass of milk.
Milk is not sexual.
I guess it is. I don't know why, but so she chugs the milk like a milk commercial. And she's like very fit. We've seen her naked body and
Like,
it's
she's not
amazing.
drinking all that
She's never
milk.
drinking the whole milk. And she has like the milk mustache. I'm like, whoa, are we going to a milk commercial? And then she like looks at him and goes like, and then he walked by her and said, good girl. And then they meet in the hotel and she's like, I'm here to tell you this is enough and you're being inappropriate. And he's like, you like it. And then she's like, it's not about that. So then she like tries to go at him to like, and he's like, not like that. Get on your knees.
It's all making sense why you like this movie now.
No, she gets on her knees. Then she has to crawl to get candy from him. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I just like, I do more than missionary. That's all the difference between her and I. She's a missionary girl. I'm not. It's not like I'm baby girl. I'm just not a missionary girl. I like to spice it up, turn around, upside down.
Yeah.
That's it.
Upside down? This isn't the circus. Like what?
Baby girl. So she has to go in the corner and face the corner.
I can't see Kyle being like, get down. Like,
No,
no.
he's way too nice. He's not like that.
Yeah.
So baby girl was in the corner. Then she had to crawl and get the candy. She had to suck on the candy and spit it out. Then it happened. But the whole relationship, he's just the boss of her. So then at the end of so baby girl sucks. It's stupid.
Yeah,
Don't go see it. But I keep calling Tisha baby girl now.
I wasn't going to see it, so.
It's bad. It's bad. I'm not going to. Moving on. That was a horrible story. It's boring.
We went on a date night too on Saturday.
Did you play baby girl?
No.
Did you
We
suck
just
on
went
candy?
to dinner. No.
No, Tisha and I were talking in the car on the way here. That both of us, I almost called her to go to dinner and a movie with us. But I was like, she's not calling me. She gets down with me sometimes. So then I was like, let's just go. But I didn't want to go. You didn't want to go.
No. I fell asleep after the competition and like I was so tired and Ben wanted to go. What?
Perk up your voice, man.
Is it not loud?
I'm just kidding.
Hello? No. After the competition, I laid down and for some reason I fell asleep on the couch for a little bit and it was like I was dead.
Yeah.
You know when you wake up
such a
from
good
a
sleep.
nap and you feel like you got hit by a train? And
Baby
Ben,
girl feels like that a lot.
And Ben wanted to go to dinner and I did not. And I was like, let's just DoorDash. And then he was mad. So
I just, because if I'm home, I have to clean up everything. It's not relaxing to me.
Totally. So I wasn't going to go. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to be a good wife. He really wants me to go. And I was mad. I was yelling. I was like,
What were you yelling?
we didn't have a reservation.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
he wanted to go, I know is busy. I was like, we don't have a reservation. We're going to be waiting forever. I was really nasty. And he was like, you're being nasty. So I sucked it up like a good wife, like a baby girl. And we went, and then it ended up being really fun. We sat at the bar, and it was like so nice to connect. And then we were all loving each other.
Yeah.
And an hour prior, I was, you know?
Totally.
Mm-hmm. So
same with us. And I was so grouchy too.
right. And I was talking to my friend because I fell asleep, so I missed church, and I was bummed. And I was like, "Oh, how was church?" And she was like, "It was about submitting to your husband." Did you watch it this weekend?
No, I'm gonna watch it though.
Yeah, us too. She said it was really good. No, she said it was good about submitting, and I know
feel like it's getting weird after talking about baby girl. Now talking about submitting.
No, like a mutual submission.
Yeah.
Oh, but she did say that it's like you shouldn't be like, if you do this, I'll do that. And I was like, well, we're not going to that service. But I feel like mine is not just that. I do it when I don't want to too. Or that's wrong. I will do it all the time. I baby girl all the time. But then when I really want something, I'll throw in some extra fun.
She has to spice it up by going closeties.
Yeah.
Or windowies.
Windowies, yeah.
Or analies.
But I guess the pastor said don't do that. But I'm like, his wife for sure does that. Every girl does that.
I don't do that.
Every girl but you does that.
Jen Sharp doesn't do that. Sorry, Jen. I can guarantee.
Yeah, she's like you, though. She's wanting it all the time.
I would like to ask people, but not on our real
I know.
page.
I wish we could have a poll.
Yeah, do you hold sex for ransom?
It's not hold for ransom. Do you incentivize?
Yeah, that's a way better word.
Yes.
Do you
it's
think
not ransom. I'll do it.
It's just an incentive. You give me money, I give your kid back.
Oh, our friend posted a reel that I thought was so funny. It was like, I don't cook, I don't clean. And then he had the credit card he was throwing it away. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was so funny.
It didn't resonate with me.
Oh, I thought it was funny. But anyways.
No, I didn't get it.
How do you not get it?
Yes.
He was saying you're not going to have a credit card if you don't get cooking and clean. And then she was like, yes, I do the cook. And so I thought it was so funny.
You don't do any of that though.
I know.
Why?
But I thought it was funny for those that do. No, it sounds like I don't do anything, and this is rude, and I do. Okay? Just because I'm not eating candy on my hands and knees like you sicko. Like, what the hell? No.
I'm dying because I'm trying to get out of this, but I can't.
No, I incentivize. Hey, we can do some more fun.
What? More fun?
Candy on the hands and knees. I don't know. I'm not opposed to that.
You wouldn't do that?
No, I wouldn't. Well, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Stabler?
No.
Do the Jerkies know about Stabler?
I don't feel like they do.
Did you
I don't
ever
feel like
watch?
I want my kids to know about.
They're not listening to this, and they can play
when
Stabler
I die
when they're older.
Day, yeah, with your husband, you can play Stabler. So everyone.
I don't think it's. I mean, they've heard enough.
Watched SVU. It was
Law and Order.
Law and Order SVU on this TV for 20-something years. There was a Detective Stabler, which he was cute.
He was cute.
Back in the day.
He was.
And he was very manly.
He was very manly.
I'm into a manly guy.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, jumping back to Paige DeSorbo, I love Craig, but I don't think he's that enough. He's more metro.
And I do think you like either manly or metro.
Yeah.
Because we have a friend that's like, oh, I like a metro.
Who?
And I'm like, I don't want to say her name if she doesn't want me to.
Okay, mouth it to me. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some people do.
Yeah.
I don't like metro.
I don't either. I like manly.
Yeah.
Ben is as far metro as I'll go. And he still hunts and does manly things.
Yeah.
But I like a very manly.
Okay, so Stabler.
So Stabler to me was very manly. He's killing bad guys. He's beating up people. He's getting the bad guys.
He's protecting the baby girl.
He is. And so when my husband and I, we were messing around one time, and it was
how did it start?
I don't know.
Did he know you thought he was attractive and was like, I'm Detective Stabler here to protect you?
I don't remember how it happened.
And were you someone's raping me?
Kinda. No, it was role playing, but not. But I was kind of oh, don't, my husband will be, or something my husband will be home. And then he was Stabler. And then I was okay, and then he probably liked how excited I got. So then it was then Stabler was there every time. And then
it's too much.
Yeah.
You're it's not the time for Stabler.
Yeah.
Sometimes they try to go too far too soon.
Right.
And
I'm
it
not
ruins
ready.
the mood.
Yeah. Sometimes he'll say things and it totally we'll be in it. And then he'll say, and it's a step too far.
Yeah.
it kills the mood. I'm like, ooh, don't say that, you know?
Yeah, but like maybe on Tuesday last week I was in that zone and it was okay.
Totally.
But it's not now.
It's not okay now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shut up. You know? I hate it. Sometimes, yeah, because Ben is very vocal. And sometimes I'm like, just shut up, you know? I don't want to hear it. You're messing with my head, you know?
I agree.
Well, I'm like somewhere else in my head. That sounds bad. No, I'm there. But like, I don't need the narration. I don't need the narration. And there's a lot of narrating.
I'm sweating.
I know, I'm
I
sweating
don't like
too.
the narration always either.
Oh,
like,
I hate.
we know what's happening. Why do you need to explain it?
Yeah, and then he's talking about me and that, and I'm just like, this is so descriptive, and just shut up, you know? So sometimes I'll be like, shh. And I don't like to kiss always, so sometimes I'll just kiss him to shut him up. We can't play this. This is horrible. This is horrible.
I'm dying. Oh. This is our best clip yet.
I sound like
I'm sweating. I think it's
relatable that I don't like to kiss.
I think it's relatable. I'm sweating. That's why I like it, because I felt those things.
Oh, I feel bad.
Oh gosh, it's so funny, but I know what you're talking about.
Are you really sweating?
Yeah, because I'm laughing so hard.
Yeah.
No, I think that's relatable. Sometimes it's too far too soon, or like.
Yeah.
But I have friends that never have said a word in the bedroom.
Well, they're just quiet?
Nothing.
Like, what do you?
I don't know.
I think a little.
Is it quiet for you?
No, I feel like some sounds are fine.
In Baby Girl.
We can't have this be a clip, though.
No, in Baby Girl, she goes to the computer, and then she's like there, you know?
Yeah.
And then she's like covering her own mouth with the other hand. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're doing it to yourself. It's not that good that you have to like cover your own mouth. And then I was like, it was so much going on.
I don't like that.
It was like a weird, the whole movie, you know, when you're like, I need to go to church when I left.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's wrong with the world.
I don't like those movies.
She was also on all fours licking the milk off the plate.
Well, someone told us to watch Saltburn, and we started watching it, and it was so
Too
dark
far.
and gross. We turned it off in like a few minutes. I was like, this
That's
is
what's
so
hard
weird.
about TV shows these days. There's nothing just light.
Wholesome.
You know, the lightest I can get, I'm watching Selling the City. I just finished it. I actually love all the selling series. I like $1 Million Listing.
Those, yeah.
Oh, I love it. You would like it now that you're a realtor. It's interesting. Because it's like not real, but it's real, but it's not. But it's relatable, but it's not. It's like so good. Yeah, I love Selling the City. The girl who's like the main, she has a team.
Yeah.
And she's like showing how hard it is to have a team. And I'm like, I totally relate. But she's just like a boss. She came from nothing. I love all that.
And it's wholesome.
Yeah. I mean, they say the F word a lot.
Yeah. Well,
like they are fighting.
Well, that's
like,
why we wanted our podcast, because we're like, we want a wholesome, but I don't feel like it's wholesome
I don't feel
now.
like anyone would say it's wholesome.
No. But I feel like
sad.
originally that's what we wanted.
Yeah, we've gotten way off track then. That story you just told is far from wholesome.
I know, it's horrible.
Baby girl.
Should we cut it?
No, we're not cutting. We're not cutting. Okay, moving on. But Selling the City, if you haven't watched, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But there was that one show with that we really liked. That about the two girls with the podcast.
Oh, with the
sisters.
And he was a rabbi. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that show was so good.
Yeah, it was a movie. Or it was a show. Yeah, that was cute.
More wholesome. Mel Robbins, though, is killing it. Remember how we talked about this? This should have aired last week. The whole Let Them.
Yes.
Like phenomenon. Like everyone I've talked to is reading that book right now. Talked to 3 people at the gym last night and they're reading that book, Let Them, by Mel Robbins. It's
Maybe I
really
should read
interesting.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to read the book now too because it's like they can't get over it. Mm-hmm. But
well, someone who read it is reading it. We were talking, and she said. She's like, yeah, when she goes on her tangent, it's kind of boring, but she tells a lot of stories.
I love stories.
And she said the stories are so good.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a Let Them era right now. We talked about this on the podcast, and I listen because I'm the editor these days. Mm-hmm. So Tisha likes me to listen to take out if we say weird things, but I kind of let them flow sometimes.
I know. I think she lies to me. She's like, oh, yeah, we cut that. And then.
We're not cutting Stabler. As soon as we're done, she's going to want to cut Stabler.
People are going to think I'm.
No, it was like Chevys. And I sometimes wish we would have let the real Chevys play.
I know. We could probably find that footage and play it.
The Chevys is...
I know. We need to bring back Chevys. We haven't done it in a while, actually.
Yeah. Do you like... This is between her and Ben. They do a Chevy. They Chevy something into something.
Oh, my God. This is wrong.
And
Stop.
so
Too much. Too much.
One day... Is that something you incentivize?
No. That just happens organically.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
A little Chevys. Okay. But anyways, we're talking about...
Every guy loves a Chevy. Because I've had husbands that are sending it to their wives, like, hey, do the Chevy, you know?
The clip?
Yeah, like the podcast.
Ew.
I'm not saying names.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not shoving, get shoving.
Get shoving. They love the shove.
I mean, Tyler's saying.
Yeah, Kyle wanted the shove, but you were like, I can't reach. I don't know.
This
I
is
don't
so
know how
much.
that adds up.
Now this will be edited out.
Why? Because it's talking about
No, I'm
you
just
now?
kidding. No, you talked about me last week. You act like I'm some animal.
You're a baby girl.
I'm not a baby girl. I'm not into dominatrix.
No.
I'm not into outside
No.
electronics
No, me
or
neither.
anything like that.
No.
But I don't know. Oh, the stories, the let them.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I actually learn a lot when I listen to the podcast, which you make fun of because we're here, but we don't realize sometimes like what we're talking about.
Right.
And we talked about the whole like let things work out. And I'm taking that back to Carrie Underwood because we didn't finish. When she went acapella and when the music didn't play, I honestly feel like it was a blessing.
Right.
Like sometimes in something that you didn't want to happen, something good really comes out of it.
Definitely.
And like her singing acapella and everyone joining in about America was so beautiful. And that was the song.
Yeah.
So beautiful. No, but like in the podcast, we talked about just like sometimes I'd make things happen. So I'm trying to do that less.
Right.
But with our kids, sometimes it's hard because there was that clip that we talked about why kids don't have confidence because you do too much for them.
Right.
So
Which I feel like is one of my biggest problems because I didn't have that growing up. So I feel like it's an act of my love as a mom is to do things for them.
Yeah.
And so I remember so many times not having something, if I forgot something, it was never brought to me or, and so if I can do that for my kid, I feel like I'm being a good mom and being the parent I wish I would have had, and I'm actually hurting them.
I know it's crazy because it's, again, I think a lot of things in discipline is like the word discipline. We were trained. It's doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it.
Right.
And we were talking about like, I've been eating so bad lately. I've really been off the rails. And I think like discipline is the world's going to tell me cheesecake is allowed, which we had this weekend. I did because we went to Cheesecake Factory for our date. But like, I don't feel good about myself when I eat all that crap.
Right.
And I told her this morning, I don't want to do all that. But like the harder route is always usually better.
Almost always, yeah.
We'll always convince ourselves otherwise, right? Like today I convinced myself I didn't have time for the gym, which I totally could have woken up earlier. But... And I think with our kids, it's funny you said that. I'm feeling guilty today because Maddie forgot a sweatshirt. And
it's freezing.
Yes. And she's like, can you please bring it to me? Please, please. And I'm like, we really, on Tuesdays, we're so scheduled. We drop off,
There's
pick me
no
up,
time.
and we leave. And if we don't leave right then because of traffic, we won't make it to the studio. And I was like, sorry, Maddie. And I'm feeling so guilty about it.
Right.
But I'm like, she's got to check the weather. She's got to know what the weather is. Like, she'll survive one cold day. But I was feeling so guilty. But I was reminding myself with the let them is let them. She'll be fine. And you just encouraged me to let them.
Well, I feel like I had to figure everything out growing up for myself. And it made me very self-sufficient. And I don't know about the confidence part, but I guess it is confidence. Like I always know, like I can figure things out. It's like an inner thing I have where I'm like, I got it. I know. Even if it's, so I don't want to rob my kids of that feeling in them, a belief in themselves.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. But it's so hard because you don't think when you're doing things for them that that's what you're doing.
I know I've gone back and forth with the lunches lately. Like this is a dumb topic, but I did make their lunches for a while. They went with my sister-in-law when we went to Italy a few years ago. And the mornings could be like a stressful time when they were little. And when I got back, I remember it being way easier. They'd sit out their lunch. They'd start packing their snacks. They'd pack their lunch. And they're like, Tana made us pack our lunches, my sister-in-law. When we were gone, because she had 5 to 6 kids with her, she had to.
She's not doing it, yeah.
I made them do that forever. I'm like, this is great. The mornings were smoother. They like woke up earlier. They were way more responsible than I thought they would be.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, they can do so much more than I let them.
Mm-hmm.
But when I've been working more lately, I feel guilty about that. So then I'm like, well, I'll make the lunches to show there was a mom here in the morning that made lunches. But now sometimes they're like, hey, get that lunch, my water, I'll see you in the car. And I'm like, whoa, this thing turned.
Yeah.
I don't work for you. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I get mad that I'm doing everything for everyone, but then I'm doing it. Like you always tell me, stop doing it.
Right. Well, I don't think they appreciate what I'm doing. So then it's kind of like,
yeah,
they're not even appreciating this thing that I'm hoping that they appreciate.
Totally.
So, yeah. why are we doing it?
I know. So I go back and forth. My mom didn't help me with homework and stuff like that. And I'm a little bit like, I for sure have a learning disability it's no question. They tried to put me in like the special needs classes for learning disability, but it was really great when I was in elementary school. And my mom wouldn't let them. She's like, no, I don't want her to like hear that and like know that. And, I do think that helped that I didn't. I just always had to learn to figure it out.
Right.
I never can do good on tests or anything like that. I don't understand comprehension really well.
Well, I feel like that with Kennedy. And she even says to me now, Mom, I'm pretty sure I'm dyslexic. I'm like, yeah, you're fine.
So am I.
But not saying that anyone that has a dyslexic child doesn't, if you're getting them actual help, that's great.
I do too. I had Maddie get some help too.
And Kent has tutoring, but I don't think we've addressed the dyslexia. But I kind of feel like you do figure things out.
You do.
Remember that I think we've talked about it before on the podcast. The wrestler that had no arms and no legs. His mom put him in the high chair when he was a baby and just put food in front of him, and he was crying. And she said, "No, he's got to figure it out because I'm not always going to be around to help him eat." So I do think we're just, as humans, we can figure things out, and you do get confidence when you learn to figure things out. So I do think that, like, I don't remember what I was saying, but you know what I mean.
When you don't enable them, when you don't help them.
Right.
What I did with Maddie.
With Ken. So that's the thing is she has to figure it out because I'm like, she's fine.
Well, and that's what I did before real estate. I was a special ed teacher and I worked with kids with learning disabilities. So like I was the services that my mom denied. But so much of what I did with my kids is help them to stop identifying themselves as having a disability.
Right.
Back when I first took over the class, they had to pass the, oh my gosh, all these years later, I forget the name of it. It was a standardized test that everyone, AEPA? No, I think that's my teaching test.
I know what test you're talking about, yeah.
Is it AEPA?
No, I can't remember what
Something, it was a test they had to take to graduate college or high school. And everybody was freaking out. So I worked with kids with learning disabilities that had IEPs because they were dyslexic or some of them had anger issues. Some of them had, all kinds of disabilities. And my whole goal was, it was like Dangerous Minds. I was like, you guys, in life, they're not going to accommodate for you.
Right.
Because a lot of what special ed does is it gives accommodations to kids with disabilities, gives them extended time for homework, it gives them notes on a test, it gives them take tests in a different environment.
Right.
All great things that do help them, but in life, your job doesn't give you those accommodations. So my whole semester was having these kids start working, and we went over the basics and stop making an excuse because they're like, it's not fair, it's not fair. Well, that summer, I think I had 30 kids in the class. I think I had 25 of them pass the test.
Yeah.
And they were called, like when I saw them at school, they were like, we did it. I'm just like everyone else. And I was like, I remember one day the newspaper came out that they weren't going to change it. No, the newspaper came out that they're going to change it. That if you have an IEP, you don't have to pass the test. And my whole class was all excited. And it was like one of those like crazy days. And I was like, are you going to live like this your whole life? Are you going to always need an accommodation? And like kids were crying. It was like a whole thing. And they took the test like 3 weeks later and to find that they passed. And they're like, you're right. Now I know I'm the same as everyone else. It was like so cool.
Well, and a lot of the like Kennedy might have dyslexia, or who knows if she does, but so she's not good at spelling and reading or as good as, but she has the most critical thinking of any child of mine. Like her critical thinking is so good. She's so smart and she knows a situation. And so I feel like labeling her as not good in one area takes away from like
her strengths.
So I just don't focus on the strength
exactly.
Focus on that. And let's focus on, I'm like, you're smart, you're a great critical thinker, great problem solver, figure it out how to get around it.
Well, it's mind blowing. What qualified them for special accommodations in when I taught was that there was a big variable between their strengths and their weaknesses. Not necessarily that these were bad. Right. There was just a big growth. So they were super high in one area and super low in another. Right. So the fact that there was such a big variable is actually what qualified them. Right. Not that they were below average in a certain area.
Right.
It was the variable between this or that. But I'm like, that's their genius. So if you take kids like Elon Musk, who is on the spectrum. Einstein, they're so smart in one area. Stop trying to get them the gap. Stop trying to bridge the gap. Just focus where they're strong and go.
Yeah.
I watched a doc.
I feel like school made that all happen.
Oh, our school system's not the best.
Yeah, and well, it just made where everyone had to be at
the
this
same
baseline. And the baseline is wrong because everyone learns different and thinks different and has different strengths. If there was not that, your kid wouldn't even be labeled with anything.
I know. I just watched this documentary on Elon Musk. I just started it. And it talked about when he was a kid, his parents worked a lot and his dad was an engineer. And he just read books and read books and read books because that's all they had. And he was trying to relate to his dad so bad to get his attention that he would read like engineering books and all these books. But no one would ever help him with homework. No one would ever help him with anything. So here's kind of that same thing. He became such a genius to try to relate to his dad that was never happy with him.
Right.
And he was alone and he had to figure everything out on his own. And now look at him. So, Kennedy, the next Elon. No,
Yeah.
but me, I'm good with people, and that's like at work. I'm not good at all the things.
But it's like, what makes you not a good reader? Because you don't fit in their time that they just, someone made up a time.
Well, and I don't get any of the words right.
Yeah, but I mean, why do you have to
agree.
get the words right?
I agree.
Like, it doesn't,
I don't read now. You read the emails.
That's what I mean. It's dumb. So
It is dumb.
it's all made up, and then the kids are made to feel like they're not meeting these made up standards.
Yeah.
It's
Instead
weird.
of focus where they can.
Right.
That's what's great about like Montessori schools. They focus on, and even
Exactly.
like other cultures and
That's what I'm saying. Around the
countries,
world,
they
other
focus on
countries.
strengths.
Exactly. And it's not this like baseline that only fits a small percentage of the population.
You're so right, Tisha. You're so smart.
So smart.
One day I hope to be more like you. Baby girl.
Yeah. Come eat this candy out of my hand, you little freak.
Well, I'm going to really encourage my kids this week.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm going to be nice to my husband. That's always our goals. And Tisha's going to try
you're-
the milk.
No, that won't be an incentive that I
Baby,
offer.
Stabler, no, please,
No.
please. Guys, a light disclaimer after this episode. We don't support women on their knees.
Drinking milk. Drink water.
No, but
No.
in all honesty, what's wrong with movies like that is they are disrespecting women. And true love, Stabler, isn't doing weird things
Or
like
it's
that.
like showing that that's what a woman wants. And
Yeah.
like a woman doesn't want to be disrespected
No.
or treated like that.
Yeah, or bossed around.
No.
Or like, yeah,
Right.
we're empowering women and then we put them on their knees and baby girl.
Well, even
awful.
the movie, she was like an empowered woman, but
Yeah,
then it's
they were
like
trying
she
to like ruin her
wasn't.
life. He was trying to like ruin her life,
Right.
Because she had a happy marriage. That's what was so mind blowing about the whole movie is she had this great husband,
Right.
And it was like just because of your own weird sexual needs,
Yeah.
it was so bad. I agree, it's a horrible movie, so don't go watch it,
Yeah.
or support
and
it.
it's very degrading.
Let's
to
empower women,
Yeah.
like on Selling the City.
I know you
She's
need
a
to
boss.
watch better movies.
Yeah, and also, if you like this podcast and you're not wanting to be a baby girl, please like, follow, share, or please give us a review.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jerking Around, a podcast that makes you feel better about yourself because we're a mess, just like you.
And Crystal makes fun of me the whole time.
And it's great, and it's real.